Hey everybody, it's Patrick from the Mast Store Knife Shop coming to you with another review, and this time we're doing something different. We got a lot of requests from customers to do some comparisons, whether it be followers online or folks coming in our store, and I wanted to grab two knives that I really love, and the plan was that I was going to buy one of these and you guys were going to help me decide which one. We're going to do a comparison back and forth, look at all the features. However, Christmas came and went, and I've got a great woman and she actually bought me one of these knives for Christmas. So hang in there, let's do the comparison. At the end you can tell me which one you have bought or will buy and why. And I will also show you guys which one I got for Christmas. So pretty cool. Let's try this video and see how it works out. Of course, Spyderco always give you a nice little box here. I think what I like about the Spyderco box, other than just the fact that it's nice, has a little sticker in there, which is wonderful. This is a complete description of that particular knife. I'm not going to let you try and read it through here. I just want to show you though. It talks about design, evolution, construction materials, proper maintenance, all about this particular knife, the Para 3. Keep that in mind. That's a great little addition. Of course, GiantMouse gives you a traditional little ace box with the mouse on there, and all their knives are going to come in a nice little canvas pouch with a mouse on there. So this is what they're giving you. They've got a little warranty information inside there. Don't toss that out. Always fun. But let's take a look at the knives. That's the important part we're looking at today. And we're going to go back and forth and give them a thumbs up here and there. We'll start off with the Para 3. Now, it came from the paramilitary. It was their first one. It's a pretty hefty knife, pretty big. They followed that with a Para 2, which is a little bit smaller. And through feedback from people, they wanted something a little bit smaller even still. And so they made this one the Para 3. And this is considered subcompact. The size of the blade there is the main difference, but it is considered subcompact. It's an EDC, obviously, but obviously built to take some hard work. This is the Atelier from GiantMouse. This is also an EDC, but as you can see from the titanium handle and the bling look to it, a little more coolness, a little more style points for this particular knife, but they are both considered EDC. Both have their own nice cool features there. Locking systems on these are very different. The Para 3 has a compression lock. Take a look right there. You can see the trigger right there. You pull that over and it locks down. Locks right up. I mean, that's really nice. I've got a little native from Spyderco and it works great. I love that type of locking system. This particular has traditional liner lock right there. So depends on what you like. Some people come to the shop and like, I'm not really a fan of liner lock. There's a lot of other options out there, but that's the comparison of those two. As far as opening systems go, of course, Spyderco has a little hole, flick it out, and it's pretty smooth. Now, it's nice and smooth, but the pivot here is going to have their bronze washers there. It still has a nice smooth feel to it. It still flicks nice, really nice. That's what people like. We call it the Spidey flick. This particular one, they've upped their game on this. I'm going to say on the pivot, I give these guys a thumbs up. They have ceramic ball bearings. They have their own little hole there. And the smoothness that this comes out is not even close. So as far as opening systems and pivots, I'm leaning, of course, towards the Atelier here. I kind of like that one better. As far as handles and colors, this handle is more of a working class handle. This is G10 scales. We'll get a little close-up shot there, and you can see the texturing. It's got a little milling there. That allows it to be non-slip. I'm a blue-collar guy by trade when I'm not selling knives, and so I need something like this on the job site where my hand's not going to slip off there. This particular one, because it is a little more the cooler's vibe, it's got titanium going on here with some milling, and I do like the milling. I'm not a fan of plain titanium. If you think about it, it's just a gray piece of metal, and so it could be aluminum, it could be steel. I like when they start putting the milling on here, and it gives it a little extra flavor to it. As far as what I would use for this knife, I would lean towards the Para 3 because I am blue collar, and I want something that's not going to slip in my hand, so I would lean in that direction for that. Now the steels on this, which we're going to talk about in the spec section a little bit closer, this is developed with S45VN, a CPM. Got it right there on the blade. You can see that. Spyderco really put out a really nice piece of steel. This guy, it got set up with Elmax. Either one, we're going to look at a steel chart and you're going to see they're very, very similar in many respects, but let's wait till we get to the specs to really get into that part of it. As far as some other things that are important, pocket clips. You can see this guy has a deep pocket clip. It is reversible to this side, so if you want that done while you're in a shop, we'll flip it over. It is a steel pocket clip, so even though it's wire, it is super, super strong. We've never had these come back in with people complaining about bending out on them, like some of the wire ones will. These guys took it an extra step. I wish they had gone with a deep pocket on this, but they didn't. It's fine. What they did do for you, this is set up as tip up, which is my favorite way to carry, but you'll see the holes down here. You can swing it around and make it tip down carry, and they also flip it over, and you have it on this side for lefty carry. So tip up, tip down. They went the extra mile and said whoever's carrying this, they'll have a way to carry it whatever they like. I do like that they did that. I still lean towards deep pocket, but I do like the fact that they gave 4 options on that one. As far as the blade look, this particular, they're both going to be clip point. You notice this guy here, a little on the shorter side, but I do love the fact that it has a thumb ramp right there. Again, right in here, you're going to see jimping on the bottom. Let me get a little closer look so you can see that. A little jimping right in there, jimping on the thumb ramp right there. This is really protection for you when you're working hard and hanging on to this and pushing it through something. It's just going to be non-slip completely. So again, leaning more towards the blue collar world. This guy here, it does have some nice, the jimping is on your liner lock, and the jimping on the top, you'll notice, is right there on the middle. So you're going to have your hand right like that. This bottom, I'm a little worried about slipping up if I'm working too hard. Again, it's a fancy now, so maybe I'm not taking this on the job with me, you know what I'm saying? This is more of an everyday carry for when I'm not out there doing construction. So not that I would carry that in a construction site. So that's what we're looking at for as far as the handles go and how the blade fits. I do like the fact that this one has a little more meat right here, right on that belly for slicing and cutting. This kind of keeps it to a simple point. And so. I do like the fact they added some DLC coating on this blade. Nice black coating, but super diamond-like toughness going there. Again, great for a job site. This, of course, different vibe. It's got the satin look to it. So again, a lot of differences in these. I do like them both a lot. They both have a lanyard hole. Nice big one on here. And of course, there. You got a lanyard hole? Put a lanyard in it. That's why they call it a lanyard hole. The specs, pricing, and links to purchase are in the description below. So feel free, if you like either one of these, jump right down there and pick one up. We've got them online and in our store. We'd love to see you come visit us. Let's take a look at some of the regular specs on these, see how they compare up. Start with the Power 3. And the weight on this is 3.4 ounces. Pretty lightweight, actually. And I want to say when you're holding your hand, you can actually feel how light that is. Because of the titanium handle, this actually is pretty heavy. It's 4.24 ounces. And you'll definitely notice the difference. When you say them out loud, 3.4, 4.2, what's the big deal? But when you hold them and you carry it all day, you definitely can feel the difference. And so depending on what you like in your pocket, I like thin and light. So maybe I'll lean towards this guy because it is lighter. As far as length goes, it's a little tricky to see what's happening, but let's take a look. Right there, you're looking at 7.2 inches total. Interesting thing about this, which looks by vision, maybe it's longer, but it is not. This is only 6.9 inches from heeled, from back end to tip. Where the differences lie is going to be the handle. Let's go ahead and match up your pivots. Let's take a look right there. You notice the blade cutting edges are the same. The difference, look at your handle length. So when you're hanging on to this, it drops in your hand really nicely and comfortably. Whereas if I'm looking at the Atelier, it fits okay, but it's closer towards the end. My pinky is right on the very back end of it. So if you're not interested in having your hand kind of coming towards the back end, you lean towards the Power 3. It's got a little more, about a ½ inch more actually, of handle there. So a lot of comparisons going on here. You guys are seeing as we go. Let's take a look at the steels because they're very similar. We got a steel chart like we always use. Let's take a look at that. Edge retention, toughness with this chipping, micro chipping, corrosion resistance right here. And you can see on the steel chart, right here by my finger is S45VN and Elmax. You'll notice edge retention is the same exactly. Toughness is the same exactly. And corrosion resistance is the same exactly. Nothing for me to think about. Everything about them compares exactly the same. The only difference in the two, as you can see, is the DLC coating on the Power 3. So let's take a look at pricing. Right now, this one comes in at $234.99. Pretty reasonable for a Spyderco. I mean, that's what I expect to see. This one's made out in Golden, Colorado, and always going to have that kind of pricing there. They're such a great fit and finish, such a great build. The Atelier is a little bit more, you're leaning towards a little bit more because it's titanium on the handle. It's $285. And it's the perfect time to tell you what else there is. It also comes in carbon fiber because guess what I got for Christmas? A surprise present from my girl, the Atelier with a carbon fiber handle. And you'll notice it does have a lanyard. Thank you very much. So this was my Christmas present. This was a decision I didn't have to make. She kind of made it for me with some help from my friends in the knife shop, the guys I work with. They kind of helped her figure out what I wanted, and they got this snucked out of the knife shop, and I got it for Christmas. So I didn't have to really think about in the end which one I would buy first. I got this one. I would like you guys to comment down below and let me know what you think, if you bought one of these already and why you got it, and if you're thinking about buying one of the other ones, I should say, and why you would like to buy it. Your feedback, man, is always the best because when we work in the knife shop, we listen to you guys and we want to know how you think and feel about what we're selling. So that'll about do it for the Spyderco Power 3 and GiantMouse Atelier comparison. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and checking out this comparison. It's a new kind of thing we're doing and I really like doing it. Hope you found the information helpful. Before you go, please hit the like button and be sure to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit the bell because that way you'll make sure that you'll get notified every time we drop a new video. That's it for today. We'll see you guys next time.